So this is your plan. You're going to survive all these things that may happen to us by having beans, bunkers and bullets. Well, that alone is not going to cut it. Certainly have good quantities of stored food. The food you normally eat, be it in cans, packet, dry goods, or even if you can your own food. But can the foods that you normally eat. Don't can extraordinary weird things. And to tell you the honest truth, these are your best friends. This beats anything, because in the end it'll give you fresh food. So I'm going to explain to you how the combination of the two will help instead of just relying on stored food. Here's a seed viability chart. You can look at that and pause when you like. This is also a storage temperature relative to the vegetables that you can store in cellars or even just in your house. Now, items to trade with others. Strangely enough, MREs could be a trading item. You could store those and they could be used as a currency. I'm not a great believer in gold and silver, probably because I don't have enough money to get a great heap of it, but it's not that important. Probably some of the things like whiskey, scotch, which is affordable to store, great trading item. One of the things that people always forget is salt. You can produce it. I have a video you can look back on to do that, but it's very important everyday living. Sugar, if you've got some sugar that you can store. And it's probably one of the most important things is honey. Not only is that also a sweetener, but it's actually medicinal in many ways. Look it up, check out what honey can do for you. Hard wheat and even flour. Storing hard wheat's not that hard in buckets. Some of the things that you may not think of, but antiseptics as a trade could be very valuable. And if you can afford to buy several different type of medical kits that you can use as a trading item, even parts of them as a trading item, it'll be handy. Now, these things are interesting. Books and videos. Do you think people will stop watching them? No, they'll be able to watch them. Trading item. These are just my opinions. I'm just passing on what I believe will work for you and myself. So I don't disagree with people who have bunkers and masses of food storage. That's fine. But the combination of having seeds and food storage, I'd like to think that food storage, long-term food storage, is in fact a supplementary for you growing fresh food. If you don't know the art of that, you'll have to learn it. And there's no better time than now. We don't live in a very stable world. Like I said before in a previous video, I don't believe the world is going to end tomorrow. I don't think the world will end at all. Whatever happens, as bad as it may get, if you're resilient and resourceful, you'll do fine. You'll work in small communities, you'll build up, like I say, maybe back to the dark ages for some people, but if you're prepared, life can go on. Things will change, your food will change, the way that you live will change. You'll be working for a living, not living to work. So, in the video you've seen a few things that I've suggested. Take on board what you like, and I'm not here to argue with anyone. And I don't disagree completely with people having bunkers, beans and bullets. What I'd like them to take on board is learning the knowledge to grow fresh food, store that fresh food, the knowledge to do that. And a lot of things that are important that may not seem significant now, you can incorporate these in your day-to-day living. You don't have to suddenly become this, bunker person that has to have all of these things, but build up a storage of food, work on the principle of storing the food you eat. I've seen so many people tell me they got 20 cartons of mixed artichokes and asparagus, which they don't normally eat. There's no point. You'll eat it because you'll be hungry. But you may as well concentrate on the 7 to 10 types of vegetables. That's the average. I've been in the seed business a very long time. That's the average, what people eat. Your peas, carrots, onions, garlic, pumpkin, squash, okra. If you ask most people, they come up with 7 to 10 types of vegetables that they regularly eat. Become an expert in growing those types of vegetables that you and your family normally eat. And when it comes down to that, that means not only have you got stored food, but you've got fresh food. And you can combine the two and make your food reserves, the stored food, as food that you add as a supplementary to the food that you grow or harvest or hunt. So I'm just trying to emphasize that it's not just beans, bunkers and bullets. That won't be any good. You need to have a community. Whatever may or may not happen, if you work as a community. To give you an example, if you have a child in a bunker with you, you've got all the food in the world you have, but that child gets appendicitis or has a tooth infection. There's no dentist or doctor in the bunker with you. So get to know people on this level that you know that you can rely on each other. Talk to each other. It's something that's been lost in our world, that people just don't talk. They build a bunker, put a heap of food in there, water, and then they think we'll be fine. That's not the reality at all. So I want to encourage you to expand your thoughts along the lines of encompassing many things, not just specific things. Talk to people, get into groups and forums, and try and find friends in your local state or county. So I hope this has been helpful to you in some way to spark your interest in just looking beyond beans, bunkers and bullets. If you have been, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.